The Painful Excellence Podcast.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know I had to give my 2 cents on this. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. This is Painful Excellence Podcast. We all pretty much follow the same channels as it pertains to you see something. Yeah. I'll leave it here for a moment. As it pertains to current events, what's going on inside the community, what's being said, what we need to look out for, what are the issues? Shout out to the No 304 show, 78 Sports TV, my brother, Hard Truths, Blu-ray. We had a panel last night over there, and I joined the panel, and it was interesting. It's very interesting. But one thing's for sure is that I know that women and men, the way we communicate is different, and we definitely operate on 2 different frequencies. And I've noticed that when women get stuck on something, they don't hear anything else, even when they hear the explanation explained in its entirety to a T. And I witnessed that last night, and it's just further confirmation that we're 2 different individuals. And when I see men behave like that, what do we say? They acting like a girl. Hold on a minute. Let me do something here. That's better. Let's do this roll call real quick. Queen Amanai salutes you. Happy New Year. My brother Ratchet since 91. Mr. Shelton, Derek Gaines, a legend. The Aquarian Soul, salute. Columbia, Chilltown. David Scott III. Bernard Gilbert, Bionic Prince. Tay-Tay, how are you? Pinball. Tone, what's going on? Y'all smash the like button, share the video. Players Ball, salute. We are our own algorithm. So let's deal with this. I follow the good brother Chizazed, the Coffee Pot. He does great work. And I'm watching one of his videos, and I try to keep my consumption of ignorance to a minimum, because whether you know it or not, sometimes it could weigh on you. And that's not a good thing. I saw a video today that was very troubling, and I'm gonna share it with y'all. And I'm gonna call fair use, but I see everybody sharing everyone else's things, and I don't know how they do it. So, I might get flagged for it, but I'm gonna. I see people playing. I've seen the brother MTR playing O'Shea Duke Jackson's video, and nothing happens. When I do it, it might be a problem. So I'm just giving y'all a heads up. It might be a problem. I don't know. But he started playing these videos from these angry women. But I've been meaning to talk to everyone about this. There's also another video where they have those, I think on Twitter, they have these hangout spots. And these black women were basically at a white man's rally online. I think it was Twitter. I don't know. And the white men were asking these women, these black women, what are you asking us to do? if black men don't comply to what you say you want, by what means you want us to do something. And one of those women said, force. Force. And those dudes that I don't know what kind of rally they were having, it was none of my business, but I found it very, very strange. 88, salute, brother. I found it very strange that those black women went to white men to complain about black men not complying to whatever it is they say they wanted. You know what's happened? Now that black men have conformed to our own standard, and we've decided, since y'all don't want us, and I'm saying us because I'm a black man, but I'm married and I'm cool. But since they've decided, they made a conscious decision, copper salute, just not to deal with y'all. Y'all don't want to deal with us, then we don't want to deal with y'all. We've moved on. Dating outside the race. Will St. Clair, salute. Dating outside the race, or finding, if you're lucky, you can find a black woman that y'all can merge with. Getting a passport and exploring your options outside the country. You're not being restricted to your city, your town, your country. You can find love somewhere else. They're exploring the options. And after decades of saying we don't want to deal with y'all and y'all brokies and, we want to divest, all I've seen is black men comply and say, okay, you don't want to deal with us. We're bums, we're broke, and y'all are highest educated, and you don't want to deal with us. They've complied. Y'all are the chick at the bar wearing a dress size 2 sizes small. And when a man approaches you just to say, hey, I buy you a drink, can I get to know you? It's ill, get away from me. And after a while, you do that at the bar long enough, you done turned down and turned off every man in the bar. They don't have to be, rude to you, although you're rude to them. They just don't deal with you. And then you turn around and leave the club, say, don't nobody want to buy me drinks. Don't nobody want to approach us anymore. I've seen videos like that. Women leaving the club angry. Men are gay. Why? Nobody approached me in the club. It's the sisterhood saying that y'all don't want to be bothered. And they're not approaching you. That's what's going on. So all I see is men complying. And what do I see from you women that are complaining? The women that are complaining, because if it don't apply, let it fly. Because there are some women that see these things and say, that's not me. And I hear that. And I'm cool with that. If it's not true, if it don't apply, let it fly. Salute to you. Respect to you. It's the big place. Salute. David Scott III in the building. Salute. By Neil, my brother. So men have complied, and now y'all literally contacting the white man and calling for our death. There's no in between. No white man's gonna come and start beating us into submission. You're not gonna go to a white man and have a white man make us comply to y'all. What did I say a woman is doing when she calls the police? When a black woman decides, I'm gonna call the police on some BS now, not because he's going upside her head or nothing. Taiwa, Anthony, what up? I'm talking about y'all had a disagreement and you just want to be a jerk and call the police on a black man. What did I tell you about women that do that? In that moment, they're so mad that they want you to die. That's just what it is. They are every bit as evil as a Karen. Y'all remember in the park, the Karen was beating up her dog, and the black man who was bird watching just said, hey, you shouldn't really be beating your dog like that. She says, oh, shut up, mind your business. And she got on the phone as he was filming her. Come get me. I'm at the park. It's some black guy. He's harassed me. And that was her phone call. At that moment, she wanted the police to come and see the black man and put the boots to him, if not kill him. because she was kicking her dog's ass. And he recorded the whole thing on the phone. Plot twist, they arrested her. And that was a white woman. So when these black women do that, exactly what I said, things like that. You know how many things I've seen where the woman is called, yo, my boyfriend assaulted me. You get there, where's he at? And she holding her eye. He went to work. Where's he work? Then the police show up at the job and he's sitting at his cubicle or he's just on the floor doing something. Police come, hey, yo, you so-and-so? Yeah. Got to get your hands behind your back. You got to come with us. What? For what? Well, allegedly you beat your girl. I did not. Well, we can't go back and forth here. You got to come with us. But it's protocol that we got to cuff you. You got to leave with us. Meanwhile, your coworkers see that, your boss sees that, and they don't know what's going on, but they know you did something or allegedly. And that might take you a while to get out of that. You go down to the precinct and now she got a swole eye. You're like, I did not touch her. But she mad. You said last night you was going to come home at 9 and you came home at 10. Now I can just hear a chick right now. Now watch this. Let's make that the worst case scenario. He always come home late. What time you coming home, babe? 9. He walk in at 11, midnight, smelling like perfume, lipstick. He's cheating all over you. You get up in the morning. Don't you bring your ass in a minute later than you say you're going to be in because I know you be with that bitch and da-da-da. He says, man, get out my face. Fuck you. Get out of here. Go out and close the door. And then you call the police on him and lie. Say that he hit you. There's some women that co-sign that behavior. You know what I co-sign? When he goes to work, pack your shit, get out of his house. Or if that's your crib, pack his shit, put it in a garbage bag and leave it on the outside of the door with a note. Don't you bring your ass in here. Here's your stuff neatly packed or whatever. Give him all his things, the PS5, the Xbox, all his clothes. Don't burn nothing. Don't mark it up, nothing. Put it in the bag and leave it by the door. Y'all don't want to do that. Y'all want him to hurt. At that moment, y'all want to kill him. It was y'all watching the video where the man was driving on the highway. He was politely saying, yo, look, this is over. You're bugging. I can't deal with you. And she grabbed the wheel of the car on the highway and he spun out, but he got control of the car. And she said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Are you mad? Are you going to call the police on me? Y'all saw that video? I was like, what the hell was that? Y'all saw the other video of the Spanish couple? They were having a disagreement and she took the wheel and turned it and he crashed into the fucking wall. He's like, I just bought the car. She's just standing there with her arm folded. He's like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Things like that. But people overlook that because you know why? Women, when they're mad, many of them just have these meltdowns. Like this chick right here. They have these meltdowns. And at that moment, they don't care if what they do causes death or serious injury. You know what else video? You know what video I love? Because this was like a self-inflicted death. Juice, what up? Y'all saw I don't know what part of Asia they were in, but they were like Asian and they were going through a safari. And I don't know what they were acting. I don't know what kind of argument they had in that car, but she got so pissed. She jumped out the car and slammed the door and walked around the car. A fucking tiger comes off the side of the screen. She falls to the ground in a fetal position. The shit just grabs her and carries her off. The man jumps out the car and looks, and for a moment he was going to chase the tiger, but it dawned on him, wait a minute. That's a tiger. What am I going to do? He got right back in that car and they just waited for the Rangers to come. And it ate her ass. Well, it chewed her up or whatever, but she died. She died. Derek Word, you saw that, right? She died. What in the entire ass? There's nothing a woman could say to me in that car If I'm going to pop my shit, I'm going to say, you know what? As soon as we are out of here from around these wild animals, I'm getting out this vehicle and I'm never fucking with you again. But I ain't getting out now. You got Shere Khan over there waiting, licking his chops. Yes, get out that car. Going to bite all of your head off. No. Little Jungle Book there. Salute to y'all. What about in Japan? No, it was China. A bus was driving across a bridge or approaching a bridge. And apparently the bus driver missed her stop. And she starts beating him up as he's trying to drive the bus. She's punching on him and he's like, yo, get out. Instead of his dumbass slamming the brakes. Because she was punching on him for like a good 10 seconds. He was supposed to stop the bus. He's doing all of this. The bus goes right off the side of the damn cliff instead of over the bridge. Kills everyone on the bus, including her. Because you missed your stop? At that moment, she wasn't thinking about herself. She wasn't thinking about that driver not being able to drive properly or everybody else on the bus. So I'm just giving you examples on women crashing out. And when we see men act like that, what do we call them? Ish ass ninjas, right? Right. So I don't know. Well, I know what got women. I got their panties in a bunch. I know what it is. Leave us alone. You're uneducated. You're broke. You stink or whatever. Okay. Let me get my passport. Let me show you how broke I am. And now they're mad at that. Went to the white man and said, well, what do you want us to do? What measures are you willing to take? Force. So you don't call some white man. To do what? Randomly beat up black men and tell us to respect the queens? That's where y'all at with this? Y'all can't just divest to any other ethnicity you want to. You just can't leave us alone and find the 2% of men that that are above 6 feet, have a six pack and above 6 inches in the pants. You can't just live in your mental land and find that because the sun shines on the dog's ass every now and again. And you might get it. It's not impossible. Andrew 100, salute. It's not impossible. You might get that. You can't just live it. I call it delusion, but you could prove me wrong. You could be 4'10", overweight with several kids and find The Rock to come in there and take care of you. It's possible. Good luck and let me know when that works out for you though. I hope you have the motherfucking infinity gauntlet. Snap your shit. Divine Photo, salute. But now we're in a place where they literally are saying they're done giving birth to us. And shout out to Chisa Zed. Just listen to this.
Topic. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
So a couple of weeks back, I had a conversation about whether or not we should start thinning the herd. And when I say thin the herd, what I mean is we need to start reducing the male population. We as women need to start really controlling who is born and who is not. A lot of people gave me some various comments. Some did not agree. But just know that men are okay infringing on your rights by telling you that you cannot have that they.
What?
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? True or false, women are more free today than they've ever been in the history of mankind. True or false? It's true. Rhetorical question, I already know the answer. It's true. But let me ask you this. With those freedoms, what have they done? Somehow, Lauryn Hill has been brushed off as a crazy meltdown having has-been. Meanwhile, she was one of the best rapping R&B, multi-talented, beautiful, no BBL having sister that I've ever seen. Dark skin and all that. And we've replaced her with Nicki Minaj, Sexy Red, and Cardi B, just to name 3 out of a bunch. Snoop, what up, Snoop? And salute to everybody over there on Rumble. Go follow me on Rumble. So when y'all have that control, and I'm not saying we got to control y'all, it just ended up that way. Yeah, you should have control. You should be able to vote. All of that stuff. You should be able to work whatever job, listen carefully, whatever job you want to work. It's great. But when you have those freedoms, what'd you do with it? Bye, Lauryn Hill. Here comes Little Kim. Bye, Little Kim. Here comes Nicki Minaj. And the litness of other smuts. Snoop, what up? Y'all said my body, my choice. I've sat up here and listened to panels where women said they have some chick, when they did that, we listen and we don't judge. Did y'all see the clip where Shorty said, I had 5 abortions this year? And they put the camera on the 2 men sitting there. They were just staring like, what? You what? Okay, it's your body, it's your choice. You want to smut out? You want to smash? Go ahead. But why do y'all think y'all can do things with no consequence? Why do you think you can do that? You can do whatever it is you want to do. You know what the trade-off is, though? Why do you expect a man, if a man says, yo, look, how many bodies you got? And you say, I got 24 bodies. You're 22. What was your college life like? Yo, I'm not judging you, but you know what? My preference is to have a chick with a lighter body count. Then we got to go through, why is that a preference? What you mean? You want a man that looks a certain way? I want a woman that hasn't been cracked open 24 times and she's only 22 years old. That's my preference. I don't bother you about yours. Please don't bother me about mine. We listen and we don't judge, right? I'm not judging you. We could finish this meal. We can still go catch this movie. But a relationship? No. Now, here's the mind-blowing thing about that whole dynamic. I just said we could finish the meal and still go catch the movies. If y'all chick ain't feeling a dude, you don't care what body count. You would tell him, because mind you, if you say 24, we know it's probably 44. So if you don't feel the dude, you will gladly tell him, yeah, I got 50 bodies. Because you kind of want him to get turned off, but you still want him to take you on that date and finish that meal, right? Oh, he's a little fat and insecure. This is my foodie call right here. That's how y'all thinking. But when it's a dude that you kind of like, because somebody you kind of like, y'all on thin ice going in. And don't have babies, because now you want homie to come in and clean up your mess. No, thank you. So all I see when these women are complaining, this dummy got a wig on her head and a nose ring. All right. Looking like shit. She looked like Tyler Perry. And I don't respect what she's saying, so I can be absolutely disrespectful to her. I come from great stock. I don't have too many felons in my family. Out of the entire group, I have 2 that were in the streets. Mr. DJ, salute. Julio, salute. But that's not a representation of my family on either side. I had I had more than 2 badasses. I did. But that's not a representation of my bloodline. So when these women start talking about bad men, I'm sorry. My wife begs to differ. In fact, every woman that I've come across in my life, I've left a great impression. Even the ones that were party for the night. Because if they got on some bullshit, you know what I did? I just stopped dealing with them. I'm not going to scream and holler and curse at you. I'll let you have the last word and I'll leave you to it. Have a good night, ma'am. I'm going back. I'll let you think you won and you cuss me out and everything else. In reality is I won because you're mad at something. You gave up something and you liked it, but you thought that kitty cat was going to change my whole way of seeing things towards you. And you thought you could just say anything and do anything. And when you realize that your coochie is not hypnotizing and you don't generate compliance, all of a sudden it's like, huh? That's right. Because I'm in control of me. Derek Gaines, the legend, my brother in that super chat. Salute. He says, that lady sounds like she's taking notes from the Kissinger letters on population control. Y'all do your homework on that. I should do a show on that. This is a real thing. Look it up. Yes, Henry Kissinger, former Secretary of the United States under Nixon. Yeah. And let me tell you something. They probably implemented that for all we know. I don't want to get into all of that because, the walls have ears. But I see a lot of kids on Ritalin and Prozac. They telling these kids they're hyperactive. That wasn't happening in the 80s. I was born in 75. That wasn't happening in the 80s. Boys have testosterone. We run around, we play fight, we do things. What do girls do? Play dolls and jump rope. You know how you curbed that overactivity when they brought it home, when they're still wired from what kind of day they had in the playground? It's called parenting. Take your shoes off at the door. Go wash your ass. Calm down. I'm not one of your little friends. How many times your parent had to tell you that? I'm not one of your little friends. Watch how you talk to me. You just screaming outside. Now you're in the house. Go wash your hands. Don't touch anything in my house so you wash your dirty ass. You go off mumbling. Here come your dad. What'd you say? Nothing. Tone it down. That was my Ritalin. That was my Prozac. And it wasn't abuse. You give these kids all drugged up. They grow up thinking they're gay. They look high all the time. They're not as athletic. They're growing man boobs. They're telling your kids it's okay to wear dresses. Your boys, it's okay to wear dresses. How many chicks you know got a gay best friend? These women are enabling this shit. I got another show. Hey, man. I got into this, not a debate, but, because I lab rat people on Instagram. Bro, my next show is going to be so crazy. Make sure you follow me on Rumble. Make sure you follow me on Rumble because there's a lot of things I can't do on YouTube. I'm telling you. Anthony, what up, man? I'm telling you. It's about an African village. I'll just say that. And I made a joke, but behind every joke What makes a joke funny is when it's serious. And these bitches came for me in there, and it was the funniest goddamn thing. But when you think about, watch when I talk about it, bro. Thank you, Tate. Go follow me on Patreon because I take the gloves all the way off over there. Rumble, I'm loose over there. Here, I gotta watch myself. But on Patreon, it's not profane with no reason or rationale behind it. I'm just more relaxed over there. Y'all over there paying for the content so I can give it to you raw and uncut. Pep Talk raw and uncut over there. But let's get back to this bird bath over here.
Men are okay infringing on your rights, telling you that you can't delete babies. So because men largely agree that you shouldn't be able to delete a baby from existence, now you just gotta kill something, don't you? This is
I'd rather save the child than to save the mother. They are okay with having say-so or regard over your body. So me, I feel as a woman, I feel no types of way saying to reduce the male population altogether. I don't care how men feel about it. Because if you want to see how unruly men can be and how destructive men can be, just look at ICE. Most of those ICE agents who are committing atrocities, who are killing people, who are maiming people, who are hurting people, who are dealing with people of no regard are men, specifically white men.
Actually, majority Hispanic men, I believe. But if you're sitting here saying we want to be able to delete babies and if it were just going to start promoting a soft genocide, how are you any different from the evil that you're claiming that you're supposedly fighting?
Y'all hear that? Oh, that's you, Ace Status? They deleted your... What? Hold on a minute. What? Yo, that's whack, bro. All right, I got you. I got you, big homie. I got you. YouTube is different, bro. Y'all make sure y'all find me. Y'all follow me on Rumble too. This woman's talking about reducing the male population, and she's talking about what she feels, because everything that's going wrong in her life and going wrong with the world is a direct. There's a direct correlation between men being in charge, right? You know what? If men was reduced to 2% of the population on this world, these women would be killing each other to get to that 2%. So, therefore, you know what I would want? Somewhere on this planet, there's a body of land. I need y'all to listen to me very carefully. I would want these women, it's probably some open plain in Africa somewhere. Go to the Congo. You know what the Congo is in Africa? That's what it is. You, from what I understand, the Congo, no human being could just walk through there because there's too much wildlife. The bodies of water got crocodiles in it. There's wild dogs, hyenas, both. Wild dogs, hyenas, lions, elephants. You can't just walk through there. Occupy a body of land. Make sure that they are free from wildlife. Because mind you, men are going to have to do this. We could say we're going to give you a body of land that has a 500-mile radius, which means from the middle, it's 500 miles to some water, like the ocean or whatever the fuck. And we're gonna put a substantial amount of women on there. And here's what we're gonna do: we're gonna put doctors over there, female military over there, and these are women that want to do it. I want all kinds of doctors there, from pediatricians to podiatrists to plastic surgeons, because you know y'all are going to run around and want BB. You know what? Scratch that, because the only reason why they want BBLs is to make the men thirsty. I haven't seen a lesbian say she likes a BBL. They think that's what we like. But we were just fine in the 90s with natural, but whatever. So I want the women to go to this body of land, and I want them to build their own structures on that land. And I want the leaders of the world to provide them with all the tools that they want. You need iron, we'll send it. You need seeds to grow your own vegetation, we'll send it. You need cows, we'll send it. We'll give you everything you need to create your own productive system. We'll give you, if you can build a city, I'm giving you a 500-mile radius of land. There's some lakes there. You can have your own water system. We will give you all the tools you need so you can work with your own and build your own infrastructure. But you got to do it. Your own highways, your own vehicles. As a matter of fact, we'll give you a head start. We will give you all the tools you need to erect your own city. But you do it. And you get all the women to sign up. This is our land. It's your own sovereign. You're going to have passports. Prince, salute over there on Rumble. You're going to have to check in to whoever comes visit you, especially if it's a man. Hell, you could say we don't want no men here. We will give you everything, every leader of the world, US, Canada, Mexico, every country in the UK, everywhere. Russia, whatever you need, we'll give it to you. The world will donate everything you need to build your own. And we'll keep doing it until whatever you need, we will provide it. But you got to build it yourself. Let me ask y'all a question. Under those circumstances, how long do you think that's going to last? You got your female president. She has her cabinet. She has to hire workers. And the world's not going to bother you. All you got to do is reach up. Hey, America, we need some iron. Done. Hey, India, we need some seeds so we could grow some produce. Done. Everything you need, we're going to help you because we want you to succeed. Philip D, salute. How long do you think that's going to last? Because you can't say you don't want men and then expect us to come build your shit. You do it. Now, based off those conditions, you done set up means to communicate with us. The first thing, all right, watch this. The first thing we did, okay, look, they don't want to be around us. This is their body of land. This is their own country. New Kuntistan or whatever you want to call it. We're going to set up your Wi-Fi tower. There's in the space over there, there's a satellite. So you have Wi-Fi. We give you the fiber optics so you can build your own landlines, your phone lines. If you need steel, you need concrete, we'll send it. But you got to grow your own produce, farm your own animals. Everything is there. But now whatever you need, but here's the trick. You got to build it. And when you go there, you're going to have a bunch of trailers. But you don't want to stay there all your life. This is your country now. You got to build it up. Buildings, roads. And there's no way you're going to be able to build a high-rise building and some buildings in like a year. But you want to have something so when you raising the baby girls behind you, they have to take over the legacy and start building That's going to be their life, building shit. How long do you think that agreement's going to last? How long do you think before they start asking, hey, could you send some men over here? Because we got a problem with the concrete. What? We gave everything you needed. You put this here, add some water. We sent some trucks down there, some concrete, cement mixers, or what? How long do you think that's going to last? Now, we done set them up. They got trailers. They got a big old trailer park with about 300 trailers in it. What are the odds that they'll try and just live in those trailers? Now, listen to the deal. They have everything they need, construction equipment and everything. All they got to do is the work. And it's just all women. No men there to help you. It's just all women. Y'all do it. Man, they will stay in those trailers and start asking, how do we upgrade? Fuck that. Reproducing? Nah, y'all got female scientists. Y'all can lab test tube babies. That's how you reproduce, because men are so evil. Right? How long do you think that'll last? Let me tell you something. You give that same deal to the same amount of men. In 12 months, we will have a whole brownstone with multiple rooms and running water up and running under those same conditions. We got doctors, lawyers, architects. We'll get at least in 12 months, one brownstone up and running. And it'll look like one big game room. We ain't got to worry about leaving toilet seats up and, all kinds of shit. In fact, in 12 months, we'll get like 2 or 3 buildings up. Because there'll be dudes that never did any construction a day in their life. All you got to do is say, oh, look, okay, this is how we do the electricity. This is how you lay down tiles. Got it. In 12 months, we'll get 2 fully functional buildings under those same conditions. You know what the women be doing in 12 months? Still voting on who's going to be the president. And someone that gets voted in, they'll be like, why we got to listen to her? I don't like her hair. It's too hot. Why do we have to work today? What do you mean we got to kill a warthog? We sent y'all cows and all kinds of shit. We sent you everything that you could live off the land and everything. You ain't got to worry about us. There's no PS5 over there, no Xbox. You ain't got to worry about us. How long do you think that's going to last before some of them bitches be like, you know what? The trailer smell like fish. Some of you bitches smell bad. We've been here 4 months. And Shorty needs some D. So where's the closest airport? I'm out. So when I see wild animals like this woman, the brother Chiz is talking about, when I see wild animals like this, she means it. But if you give her what she's asking for, she'd fail.
Specifically. And if you have a spouse or a partner or significant other who is really underreacting to what is going on, that tells you where they stand. And this shows you how destructive men can be. It shows you how men have no regard for life. So as a woman, if you have no regard for my life, why should I have regard for yours? We really need to start reducing the male population.
No, bitch, you just need to go away. There's places you can go. There's places you can go. You enjoy all of this. You enjoy talking your shit online. The tower that your radio waves are bouncing off of, I bet you a man erected that. I bet you a man did that. I just mentioned the satellite in space. You think a woman went up in there and got that done? No. Y'all sound just like racist white folk. Y'all enjoy all the fruits of our labor and then turn around and call us lazy. Like we haven't been working for free since slavery. We ain't lazy. We built half the fuck the country. We built half this world, a large portion of it. And a lot of times we've been working for free. How dare you call us lazy? Y'all are thieves. That's what this hoe sound like. You know what the simple thing with her probably is? PGA, salute, brother. Chase Bowser, salute. You know what her problem is? Some dude, she was digging and he wasn't digging her. And it's been downhill ever since. And instead of saying, hey, what's wrong with me? Maybe it's the fact that you got 3 stomachs. Maybe it's the fact that you got hair on your back. Maybe your feet too big. But whatever it is, the dude ain't want you. And something hurt you. And you're taking out on the whole species. I was watching this other video with this super ugly chick talking about men being ugly, but another chick got at her. That's why I never did a video on it. This chick had bugged out glasses, and when she takes them off, one of her eyes, one eye's looking straight, the other one is looking east by east-west. And I'm like, what the fuck? Really, bitch? You look like that in real life. That's how you look in real life. And you got the nerve to call anyone ugly? And then when that chick got on her about that, her response was basically, it was a pity party. You're bullying me. You're bullying me. And if I delete myself, my blood's on your hands. That's what I was reading through. So when I see clowns like this chick, she ain't worth a grain of salt, man. I promise you.
So
We really need to start reducing the male population. And you know what's crazy? Her content and her platform will continue to grow and get support. You never see a Netflix documentary about this type of content and how it's affecting young men. You never hear about this.
There was a whole Netflix show based in the UK somewhere where this dude, this little boy kills this girl. And I'm watching it trying to figure out what's the message behind this. And then they start throwing around that word incel. And they literally said, oh, the boy was listening to these guys online and they mentioned the manosphere. They mentioned the word incel. And then they said that man's name. You know what I'm talking about? They said his name. Who do you think they said? Who do you think they said? Let me give you a hint. Bald-headed. Just had a boxing match last month and got beat up. And everyone laughed at him. They said his name in the show. And I'm watching like, wait a minute, what is this about? And he finally had to admit to killing this girl. But what they were saying was, yeah, thank you, Andrew Tate. The movie, Judd, what up? The movie was about little boys or weak men listening to guys like Andrew Tate, and it's warping their whole sense of reality, which makes them treat women a certain way. And in this instance, this little boy killed this girl. Yeah, Rod, I forgot what it was called, but it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix, and I'm watching it like, what is this about? I'm just thinking okay, he did kill her. And it was really about like the father, like, yo, did my son do this? He couldn't have did this. Did he do it? And it turns out at the end, the kid admitted it. And he stabbed up Shorty. And they were trying to figure out what the hell was going on. And it was like, yeah, you know, these boys, and they're listening to like Andrew Tate. And I said, oh no, is that what this is? It was a glorified attack on the manosphere. He got mad because Shorty called him an incel. That's all it's for. I said, this is what this book, I've been watching this shit for like an hour and some change. That's what this is? But here's the thing. You will never see any kind of movie addressing women that do this in a made-up story where a chick finally wowed out after listening to the Cynthia G's and the Shira Sevens, Twinkle Twinkle, Piss Piss, Plop Plop, Fizz Fizz, or whatever relief it is, looking ass bitch. Cynthia G talking about, you know, whip black men are bullet bags. Down the bandits and kill the bandits. That fucking whore reproduced with a bandit. I'll say it again. That smut reproduced with a bandit. Had the child, carried it to term, had the child, and that dude had like 2 or 3 other chicks, from 2 or 3 other kids from 2 or 3 different women. And when that was found out, she was put on blast. I don't know how she still had followers. Well, they kicked off of YouTube for a while. I think she's back now. I don't remember. But the things she was saying, and women were actually following that. Yeah, they are bullet bags. If you find out you're pregnant, you know, and in your first trimester, you find out that you're having a black boy, delete the pregnancy. She was saying that. How long did it take them to kick her off of YouTube? I don't know. I got a couple of strikes on my channels before over stupid shit, but never anything remotely close to what Cynthia G has said. Not to be confused with Kendra G. Cynthia G. Now the bandits, they're bullet bags. And that has spawned hoes like this chick over here that Cheese is talking about. And go subscribe to the Coffee Pod. This brother does great work. There's women with marching orders like that. You see a beautiful sister sitting in Starbucks and she's just sipping her coffee, you on your Apple computer, and you're like, you know, she's very nice. And you just walk over there and, excuse me, good afternoon, good morning, or whatever, you know. Is anyone sitting here? Because, you know, found you very attractive. Are you single? Get away from me. Or they just beat you in the head just to see if they can get a free meal out of you. And you could be genuine. But because they're fueled up by dumb bitches like this smut and the Cynthia G's and the Shira Sevens, you got to be looking out for this. And then they're calling you an incel. These brothers are just not, the reaction is leaving them alone. I keep telling these dumbasses, y'all created the passport bros. Oh, y'all been going overseas to DR for years. And yeah, those are just a bunch of niggas fucking around on vacation. Those aren't passport bros. Passport bros are exploring their options because they want to see if they can do better with a traditional woman outside the country. Now, there is some truth to, if you don't have game here, it might be worse in another country because every chick games everywhere. But if you're up on game and you just tired of the bullshit here, it's deeper than me just going over to another state. Let me try my luck in the Philippines, in Mexico, Argentina, somewhere. Let me see what's popping over there. Let me just see. And these chicks are mad at brothers just going to see. So leave me alone, you incel, you brokey, bum-ass nigga. And then when y'all go to the club and nobody want to buy you a drink, now everybody gay. Now everybody's an incel. That movie was about a young kid being mad that some chick called him an incel. That's all it was. I'm watching this like, where's this going? And then once they said Andrew Tate, I say, wait, hold on. This movie ain't about that. I want to see another movie the same way in America, though. Why Shorty shoot old boy? You know, he just tried to holler at her, and then they went out and he refused to pay for her hamburger. And she shot him? Because what, he broke? No, he could have paid for it, but she had a bad attitude. So he said, you know what, pay for your own hamburger. Oh, you broke. He said, fuck you. She pulled out a gun and shot him in the back. You know what? I'm writing it tonight. Somebody gonna jack my idea. And she in the precinct, and the mother's like, I don't understand. She was a straight A student. What's going on? What did he do? He had to have done something. Then they go to the cameras. You see him leaving. Well, what happened? Why'd she shoot him? Well, he called her a modern woman. Then she shot him in the back. Well, what's the problem with being a modern woman? No. The way men use that, it's really an insult. It's the difference between bitch, which is a female dog, and how you would call a woman a bitch. I don't understand. Well, her and her friends listened to somebody online named Shira7 and Cynthia G. And, well, who are these people? Well, they attack black men. They teach women. International Quiet Storm, salute. Yeah. We got another one, brother. Yep. Xavier, salute. They sit around and talk about how bad men are, and this one is teaching women how to trick men out of their what little money they have and to insult them and trick them. And this other woman, Cynthia G, is calling them bullet bags, and she says it's perfectly okay to do this and do that. And old boy, who was a straight A student, just called her a modern woman and told her to pay for her own cheeseburger because she was rude to him all night. And when he left, she calling him broke or whatever. And while he was leaving, he ran out the restaurant, turned the corner, and she shot him in the back. Because he called her a modern woman. I'm writing it tonight. It's going to be the opposite of that shitty movie on Netflix. Same concept, but reverse the roles. Now let's see what they say about that. You want to use Andrew Tate? Fine. I'll use a horde of these hoes. And while I'm at it, these free women, I'll show Sexy Red dancing. Hold on a second. You gotta be kidding me. I'll write that film. Because I was watching that movie and this dude's crying like, oh, my son, he couldn't have done that. What happened? And I'm sitting there watching like, what did happen? And all it was this kid listening to the manosphere. And because she called him an incel, it set him off. And he stabbed her. Well, I'm going to flip it. You know how I like to reverse the roles? And reverse the roles because women are doing the same thing. Exhibit A, B, C, D, and E right here. This ugly ass fat. I know she a fat hoe. She's all stomach, no boobs, and no ass. And even if she got that, she's too stank for a man to want to deal with it.
You never see a movie made on how radical feminism has created a generation of men who just are fed up with this. You never hear it. Never, ever. Before we get back into the video, a quick word about the sponsor of this channel, Father's Way. Top comment here says, we need to stop giving life to our oppressors. Another person here added to the comment section in support saying, raising boy children is not easy. Here's somebody else who says, yes, they're destroying the planet. This next comment here says, where are the men at? Exactly. Women save the world, always.
You see that? That's the comment section, y'all. Mac in the South, my brother, salute. It's the comment section. It's the comment section. See that?
Oh my gosh, bro. The delusion of these chicks is just astounding. Women save the world? Since when? Since when? Because if you can make bold claims like this, then there should be tangible examples. Tangible examples. Right? And people say, oh, that's mean. Don't say since when. So men should just be accepted to receive one-way hate. This is crazy. Another common trend.
Now look at this, bro. All right, let me just play the video because I didn't watch all of this video. But already this chick looked crazy, but I could be wrong. Let's see what she say.
Are videos like this one, where this woman, you could tell just by looking at her eyes that she's disturbed. And
see? This is why I keep quiet and I don't bother people. Especially I live in New York City. There's a lot of people that are touched out here. It's ridiculous.
Insinuates that she will get rid of her male babies. If you guys disagree, let me know.
I will do IVF just to make sure I only have daughters, okay? I'm not playing this game. If there's only one girl embryo, we'll only have one child. I'm not dealing with gender disappointment. It won't be just disappointment. Deuces, baby. I will do IVF.
Deuces.
Oh my God. Look at this bitch. Let me say something, and I'm being very serious. I was never comfortable. And I think this is a condition, what I'm about to say. I don't know the name of it. And y'all help me out with this. I never trusted a person to be normal when I can see all of their pupil. Because every person that I've come across where I can see all of their pupil, there was something wrong with them. Yeah, then there's that Armenize. Word is bond, queen. All these women talking about, artificial insemination and IFV, all this stuff. First of all, they can't afford it. That's an expensive process, freezing your eggs and all kinds of stuff. That is expensive. I didn't know it was expensive. The way women talked about that procedure, I thought it was like maybe $2,000 to $3,000. Because I never really thought about it. But then when more chicks started like talking about it, I started to investigate. Like, hold on. Do they do that? They're talking about it like it's an abortion clinic. Maybe on the other side of the clinic, you could snatch out the eggs and freeze them. No. They have to make sure you're healthy enough to do it. Extract the eggs. And then, do you know when your eggs are frozen, you have to pay the people to keep the egg? Like, they're at home. You're renting a space in their freezer. There's only one woman that I know about. What's her name? That lawyer bitch. I did a short video about her. What's her dumbass name? Where's my video I did of her? Did a short video about her. Funny as hell. Give me a second, I'll find it. But she a millionaire. Ebony Williams. Ebony K. Williams. Yeah, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, that's a whole nother thing. I'll talk about her soon. She's another fool ass. I did talk about her. She like to, show y'all her body. Yeah, Mr. Shelton, I think they'll let you know if you don't pay, we got to burn your eggs or something. I'm sure that's happened. Women can't afford to pay it, or they just change their fucking mind and they say, hey, I'm done with it. Dispose of the eggs. Exactly. That's another thing, Chilltown. These broads, I live in New York, the Bronx to be specific. In the summertime, there's a bunch of chicks walking around here looking better than these chicks, better than Ebony Williams, better than Dr. Williams, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, better than her, younger, and a hell of a lot nicer, I would assume, but whatever. But look at this broad's face. First of all, my nigga, who's sleeping with her? She ain't got to worry about it, because she about to turn lesbo. Because ain't no dude. Look at, I have a problem. What's the condition where you can see a person's whole pupil? That's a condition. But it still looks bugged out to me. I worked with a woman where she, creeped me out. I was like, what the fuck is wrong? No, that's just her eyes. Nah, there's something wrong with her. Anyway.
Baby, there is
who's smashing this?
Showing you that she has no problem deleting babies for her own evil.
Now, this is what happens when women are in charge of themselves. Now, I'm not saying that men need to be in charge of everything that they do, but like I said, they're more free today than they ever been in the history of mankind. And what are they choosing to do? Sexy Red, Cardi B, abortion after abortion. And the government says, wait a minute, we got to regulate some of this shit. Because y'all keep doing this. Oh, you're chauvinists, you're pigs. Nah, y'all need some structure and organization. We let y'all run amok, and then look at what you're doing. Yo, listen. I know a couple of chicks, when they finally graduated high school, they went away to college. You know what happened? 2 chicks I know in particular. You know what happened? Both of their ass came home that summer. You know why? One went up there and partied so much she didn't get no work done. Had to come home because she wasn't used to not having a curfew. She wasn't disciplined enough to get up and go to class on her own. She didn't know how to do it. First thing she did when she moved into her dorm room, they went to a party that night. She missed her first 2 classes. Drinking, smoking, unrecognizable. And when I saw her around the way, I said, yo, ain't you? She said, nah, I messed that up. What you mean? Flunked out. You were so sharp in school. You know why? When she went to school and came home, her parents were on her. Do your homework. Nah, you don't need to be outside. Ain't no more trouble out there. And guess what? She was a pretty little thing and everybody was trying to beat. But her parents had her under wraps. The problem was when she went away to school, she tasted freedom and didn't know what to do with herself. Now, whether that was a parental overkill by sheltering her, maybe, but that's for them to work out. But she wasn't disciplined enough to handle her damn business. And that's the truth. Fucked herself up. The other chick went up there and got pregnant before the fucking Christmas holiday. Went back up there after the holiday. Couldn't hide it no more. Had to come home. And she fucked off an entire full scholarship. Had to have the baby and then pay for school. She went to community college in the city where she had a free ride. I forgot what college she got a free ride through, but she had a free ride through college and she fucked it off because she went up there and slept with some dude that didn't want no parts of her. He lived in another state and she lived out here, but they went to school together, but he lived in another state, and that's the end of that. You fucked off a free ride through college because you were so smart in school. And you couldn't keep your legs closed. So this is what happens. See, now, those girls were going through some growing problems, some growing pains, and they wasn't disciplined enough to control themselves. These are grown women, and they behaving batshit crazy. This is a direct result. They want to call men incels. This is a direct result of them being told no, of them not being able to bag the kind of man that they want to bag. This is their fault. And what is their revenge? It's man's fault. Bullet bags, abort black babies, black male babies. Sprinkle, sprinkle, right? There you go. Under no circumstances do you trust a chick looking like you see all of her pupil. This woman is crazy.
Agenda. I'm sorry. People don't like the term evil. I heard someone say, oh, don't call people evil because you disagree. There's a time when evil needs to be pointed out. Check out a few of these comments, see what people had to say from a video I released not too long ago on the same topic. These are comments from my subscribers who had this to say about this specific topic. Top comment here says, this is why the taking away women's rights conversation is now more legitimate.
See? They make them right by way of their behavior, by way of what they say. If you was on the fence, well, I don't know, man. They could, they might not mean this. It might be a handful of women. Too many of these type of conversations coming from these women, it's way too common. You know what I can't stand? The sisterhood. The good women are standing too close to women like this and remaining silent. They're supposed to speak out against this. Because I don't have no bum ass niggas that are just nuts making mistakes all day, every day. I don't have Tank Davis type dudes hanging around me. You're cramping my style. You're bringing heat to the hood.
Now than ever before. Listen, personally, I've never supported that, but definitely what we just saw here does not help.
So in other words, we can literally stop birthing y'all. We can literally make y'all non-existent if we show so just desire to do so. So now that we have it completely understood that man does not give life and that man does not create woman and bring woman into the world, let's just talk about some order here, because I don't know how long this has been going on, but clearly it's been going on way beyond me. But it doesn't make it right. So we're going to do what our ancestors could not do and what the feminists tried to do and just tell it to you straight the hell up. Okay? Unless y'all all start or decide you want to become gay, y'all gonna do what the hell we tell y'all to do. Okay?
Somebody else.
There's not a man on planet Earth that will take her seriously. With her thirsty ass, I can look and tell she thirsty. In the words of Crew, CRU out the Bronx. Pronto, nigga, give me yours. All the bitch could do for me is eat dick and drop her drawers. That's how I was living when I was a teenager going into a young man, because I had to protect myself from women who thought like that. Like I said, get a body of land 500 miles in every direction and radius. Give those women everything they need, because if you want to be away from us, we won't bother you. Okay, it's up to you if you want to join the United Nations. We will have a bargain where no country can invade you. Of course, there's going to be some wild country that's going to try and go in there. Some African guerrilla team that's going to go in there and try and kill y'all. And they might start kicking your ass, and you might have to say, America, we need your help. London, we need your help. The UK, please, Ireland, come help us. These motherfuckers keep coming over here and trying to raid us. Y'all got this. If you don't want nothing to do with us, y'all got this. We'll even provide y'all with military weapons. There's a lot of women that know how to work a gun. You can have your own military, your own police force, everything. We'll give you bullets and everything else. We'll give you everything you need to defend yourself and to build your own infrastructure. And here's the deal though. Don't bother us. Don't ask for no men. And like this birdhead said in the video, that bitch, we will provide you with a laboratory so you can create other women, because you're not going to create boys. But you know what these nasty bitches will do? On the low, you know what they'll do? They will create men and keep them stupid and make them slaves. They'll fuck around with the chromosomes and they'll be off grid. You won't even know about it. They'll be like in the basement somewhere. They ain't going to teach them how to speak. They're all going to look like, genetically, they're going to be big and tall. They're going to make them work out all day. But you know what'll happen with that? You make one too many, they're going to revolt and start kicking y'all ass. You make 10 of those dudes, they're going to take over the whole fucking... They're going to beat y'all ass. They'll keep them in the basement. They're going to make them slaves. They'll be able to talk, but they won't be able to read or write. But their only job is they're going to be your concubine. Just plow you. Because at the end of the day, y'all are human. Everything you say men are, when this shit y'all talking, y'all are just like that, if not worse. I say give these bitches like this that agree with this, give them a body of land and give them everything they need to make their own society flourish. And the trade-off is don't bother us. Don't bother no other men. Don't ask for no men to come help you build shit, pave roads. You do it. You do it. You don't need oil, make electrical cars. Make cars that run off of solar energy. You could be totally self-sufficient and we won't bother you. You can grow your own food. You ain't got to trade to get nothing into nothing. Fuck you talking about?
Else who says she's saying hate speech, but internet is not banning her. Why? He wants to know. Somebody responded back and says, because women have rights and men don't. These are the rights that women have that men don't. I just showed you guys a video recently that I was talking about. Do you know that women today have more rights than men do? Oh, they do. All right. This is a perfect example of exactly that. Somebody else here says they really believe 90% of men being taken out will stop them from making poor decisions. And someone responded back here and said they'll be left to fight over 10% of men left. It would be the Hunger Games on a global scale. This was actually like a pretty funny video. Not the topic, but the stupidity of the chick and her idea.
There could be not a man in sight, and they will still make bad decisions and blame men.
You guys know the video I'm talking about. If you don't, it's this one with this chick right here.
I'm gonna say this, y'all get mad if y'all want to. I'm only interested in being a mom to a girl. I'm not carrying a son to term, and if I do, they're not coming home from the hospital with me. I'm not raising a son by any means necessary, because the minute he even shows me that he may be...
Anybody that's a family member of that woman that has a son needs to watch her when she's around your son, because she might do something bad to them. If y'all ever come across this video, click in the comment section, start clicking on some of the profiles, and you'll see that a lot of these women already have kids.
Yep.
Or they have a man that's somewhere on their page, laid up in the bed with them. So as much as y'all claim that y'all hate men, the one thing y'all can't seem to stop doing is because last time I checked, the same men that you hate so much, you would need one of them to help you get pregnant in order to have that girl. Because when your hatred for men starts to trickle down to little boys who are innocent, that hasn't done anything wrong to anyone, there's something seriously wrong with you and you need to get checked out.
Another person here says the toxic misandry is unreal. Very true. Somebody else here added, sounds like the words of a psychopath.
These women are not well. These women are not well. What do these women always like to say to us? Who hurt you? Hold up the mirror and tell them to look at it and say that again. Because I don't see, look, I've seen some bad dudes on here. I've seen the illest simps in the world. Early in my show when I was up here and I used to have Dr. Mark up here, we let, I forgot which brother came up in here and we were saying, well, you know, where did this stuff start? And that brother kept saying, I think it's the men, man, because the men did this. And I was trying not to argue with him. But I definitely want to revisit that topic because I didn't want to argue with the brother. But he was like, nah, it's the man. I'm like, strike two, bro. And me and Dr. Mark had to back off because I was ending the show. And I said, this nigga is really simping on my goddamn. Okay, I know for next time. And things have changed since then. So I never had that show. Because I was going to cook his ass. You think it's the men how? Let's put up blackdemographics.com and tell me where you think it's the men that's the problem. You can Google your questions. You can chat GPT it. Whatever floats your boat. But this shit is not all our fault. These are the same women that claim that they're Christians. But if you believe in the word and you like pointing the finger at men, you know what I learned? When you point the finger at somebody, there's 3 fingers on that same hand pointing back at yourself. Yeah, Mr. Shelton, F him. So when you point the finger at somebody, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you in that same hand. You got to check yourself. You believe in the word? Okay, what happened in the Garden of Eden? How did it fuck up? Was it Adam or was it Eve? Okay. How did Samson get fucked up? Dealing with a woman. Right? Went deep, salute. Dealing with a chick. Had them all fucked up, right? How many biblical stories or just stories in general where people died, countries got into fights and all kinds of shit, and it was all over what? A woman. A king gets invested in a woman to the degree where he loses his faculties and a country falls because of his unconditional love to a woman. All of those stories, you know what those stories were, whether you believe in the Bible or these stories or not, you know what they were saying? Men, don't fall victim of your hormones because running behind this bitch will fuck you up. You could lose everything chasing after some smut. Get your shit together, and if she's on your program, then she can be your queen. But following behind her, you'll lose things the size of a country running behind her because of Adam and Eve. Why don't you trust her, Drew? Adam and Eve. Huh? If you don't believe in the Bible, let me break it down in a way you can probably relate. Eve listened to a snake and he said, eat the apple, right? That's what happened, right? Okay. The snake is symbolic to a penis. What the fuck made her listen to some talking snake and not her man? That was made from her rib. Stillwater, salute. What do we call a dude that backstabs you? We call him a snake. So if you really want to dissect it, that snake was a guy that found his way into the home. Now, Adam didn't know he was there. She did. Let's go out for drinks. Eat the apple. I'm not supposed to be doing this. Do a little drugs. You only live once. Realistically, the fact that you shouldn't do drugs is because you only live once. But whatever. YOLO, right? eat the apple, take this drink, do this line of coke, smoke this weed that's laced with something that you never seen before. Your man's not here right now. He probably cheating on you right now. Eat the apple. Come lay up with me. Adam finds out. God's all pissed off. What happened? I ate this apple. You wasn't supposed to do that. Well, you a lame. I'm a lame? You supposed to be following me. You ain't shit, but I'm following God. I'm following him. Because of him, I'm leading you right. Why'd you betray me? To betray me is to betray God. Allah, you finally find a man with a good job, the good build, above average in the bedroom, but because he don't go out when you want him to go out, or you don't see him enough because he's working all the time, you ran out with the snake and took a bite of that apple. The snake ran up in you. And now your whole house is torn down because now your husband or your boyfriend don't trust you anymore. Your garden has been compromised and now you got to go. So if you're not religious, did I just now break it down to you? In a street sense? There's some stories in that book. Is it making sense? That was Eve's fault. There was nothing in that part that says Adam. And I bet you let a feminist hear that story. You know what she'll say? Adam had to have done something. You know what? A man wrote the Bible. You believe in God, but you just don't trust the fact that a man wrote it. I'm telling you, fellas, you got to be careful.
I mean, when you're introducing ideas of getting rid of 90% of men, how is that not some type of a psychopathic idea? How is that not some type of eugenics? She also talked about how they would.
Y'all know about eugenics? Night train salute, brother. Y'all know about eugenics? Man, y'all better wake up, man.
Keep certain.
This is dangerous talk that these women, man, okay.
Men with certain attributes. It's just crazy. Another person who says, more I listen to these kind of videos, this is a comment I've been talking about, I understand why a lot of women are never in places of power, leaders, or even advocates through history. Somebody else here added, she been hurt by Pookie real bad. Another person who says, to the men, thank you for all you do and all you have done. This is a woman who left this comment.
Call me too woke. I don't care. If I got pregnant and I found out it was a boy, termination. Out of there immediately. And no, I will not be elaborating or explaining the truth.
So you got pregnant by a male, but if you're about to produce a male, abort immediately. We listen and we don't judge. These are what these women are doing, and according to them, this behavior is our fault. Meanwhile, they're the most educated and the most smart. Abdul, what up? The most educated and the most smart, right? But for them to be this angry, something happened. And somehow it's men's fault. I assure you, I don't know this girl. I never met her, and I didn't do shit to her. I'm just pointing it out and saying, look at this train wreck. Abort immediately. This is what she said.
My choice.
Now, not all women support this, right? And it's good to be clear about that now more than ever. At least I believe it's healthy. However, this is becoming something that I'm seeing more and more of, and it is highly, highly disturbing. Of course, I'm curious to know. What do you think? Hey, guys, as always, I appreciate you for checking out.
Salute to the brother Shizazed, man. Let me show you this other video. Just to remind you, it don't matter what tax bracket you're in, what you do for a living. Stupid is and stupid does. Stupid is and stupid does. Oops.
I was never talking about money at all. I was talking about Black ownership. I was never talking about money at all. They are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership. I was never talking about money at all. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources. I was never talking about money at all. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, earning the incomes, money, earning the incomes, money, earning the incomes, money.
Move! Would you hire that woman as your attorney? Would you? I didn't do anything. I just listened. Family, don't I always say, all you have to do is let them talk? Cutting them off and trying to nail your point to make your argument. Sometimes you could do yourself more harm than good. Just let them get that off. When I had dumbass James Franklin on here a little while ago, I was just clowning him. We already know he's an asshole. But that woman is a millionaire. And let me give you a little background on her because it's all public record. She divested and was dating a what? A white man whom was a millionaire. Now, I don't know how tall he is or none of that, but he was divorced, I think, or separated. His kids were grown, and that's who she chose to get into a relationship with. And what do you think happened? They broke up over the pandemic. And I think, and y'all got to research this, I think he went back to his ex-wife. And it was after that he was divorced. He was divorced. Okay. Amanaz, did he go back to his ex-wife? Because I know they broke up. And then that's when she started talking about freezing her eggs. And all these women talking about, yeah, I'm going to freeze my eggs. No, this woman's a millionaire. She can afford to do that. She can afford to do that. Bone Quisha from Edenwald Projects here in the Bronx can't afford that. So you can pop all of that good shit if you want. You can't afford it, baby. Amanaz says, no, he had his kids stay with him during the pandemic, so she didn't like that. Oh. So they broke up. He moved on. I don't know who broke up with who. I know they ain't together, and she talking about freezing eggs. But that video I showed you just now, if y'all know the story behind that, she was killing black men, talking about how we're failing in the leadership. We're failing in the income department, the education department. So basically she was saying, why should women, any women, respect black men if we're failing at that and women are excelling at that? Y'all remember, would you date a bus driver? And she said, if he owned the bus. And I forget this woman's name all the time. She has a very unique name. He says she said that should have been time for them to get closer. Well, he didn't get closer to her because you know why? He didn't want to. It had nothing to do with COVID. He didn't want to get closer to her. So she says, if she owned the bus, he said, if you own the bus, and she called out on it and was like, that's your problem. If a man's making $80,000 a year in comparison to your $2 million, but he's content, he has good credit, he's a nice guy, pinball salute, he's a nice guy. Why are you not dating him because he don't own the bus? And that's another problem with these chicks. They could be content in that. I make 80 a year. I have A1 credit. That car outside is about 4 years old, but it's still shiny. I still keep it clean. I'm almost done paying it off. I got another 7 months. I own it. I got my own 3-bedroom apartment up here. I ain't got no kids. Or if he's an older fella, or I got kids, but they all grown and out the house. I ain't got little babies. I can move and shake when it come time to. What's her response? Oh, he might be a little handsome, but he don't own the bus company. He just works for it. And some of these chicks be like, nah, he has to work towards ownership. Nah, maybe he's fine. Yeah, I got another 8 years of retirement. I got a full pension. I got health benefits. I'm cool where I'm at. That makes him a bad guy? Not when I've seen panels with chicks knowingly say, I don't want to fuck with a guy that has a 9 to 5. He got to be a hustler on any level, meaning drugs. I'm seeing panels with women saying that, but somehow we're the problem. You got normal men working normal jobs and y'all still picking these thugs. And if it's not a thug, y'all are dogpiling the same dude. Case in point. Stephon Diggs got how many baby mamas? And Cardi B is the 4th. And all of those kids are the same age. They're all just born. He's an athlete. He's a multimillionaire. And these chicks they don't give a shit. And Cardi B's hood. And she's used to dealing with dysfunctional shit. And by the way, she's not legally divorced yet. But I got to listen to these birds talking about men are the problem. Delete all men. If you delete all men, yeah, where y'all going to be able to bang the $1 million athlete? The athletes, the millionaire athletes, that's the 2% of men left. The other ones be businessmen. So it's like 2 or 3%. So what you going to do? Delete all the men that make under 150K? That's what you're going to do? And guess what? Those guys that make that, they might not meet your eyesight test. You chicks are bugging. I love this video because it was so easy for me to do.
I was never talking about money at all. I was talking about Black ownership. I was never talking about money at all. They are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership. I was never talking about money at all. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources. I was never talking about money at all. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, earning the incomes, money, earning the incomes, money, earning the incomes, money.
Move! Easy work. Thank Father, salute. All I can say to you, fellas, you hear my demeanor right now? You hear my voice? Do all the screaming that you want amongst your boys and privacy in your own home. But let me explain something to you. Crisis, salute. Let me explain something to you. You remember that term, never let them see you sweat? How I'm talking to you, I came up, I learned to talk to women like this. There was one time in my youth where I started going back and forth with a woman in a public area, and I felt so stupid. I felt so stupid because I played her game, and that's not me. She was used to that. She generated compliance. And I was so mad. I walked all the way home, and where I live, where I used to live, there was a bad area on the way home. And I didn't even realize I was walking through that area at a strange hour of the night. But I was so mad that when cats did see me, they was like, oh, there's something wrong with him. Because I let a chick get under my skin. And I just went back and forth over dumb shit. And I could have took the bus, but I was so mad. I walked home with my fist balled up. I didn't even realize it. When I got to my building, I said, yeah, I just walked through. Whoa. Not thinking. I didn't realize until I got back to the park. I said, yo, why am I here? Keep walking. Hopefully nothing happens. I wasn't aware until I was in the middle of, stupid shit. Not thinking I could have gotten killed. Luckily, the dudes that did see me, they ain't want no smoke. But I got lucky. I got home and I was embarrassed for myself. Like, yo, I really did that shit. And then had the nerve. I'll tell the story on Patreon. But I got home, sat down. What video game I was playing back then? Oh, my Super Nintendo. I was playing NBA Live 95. Picked up my goddamn controller. My brother says, yo, you good? I'm like, yo, you know these bitches. He said, yo, don't even stress it. Turned on the goddamn game, sat back. As soon as I hit start, the fucking phone rings. It's her. I looked, and I went to reach for the phone. My brother put his hand on my hand. He said, yo, if you just left her and you feeling like how you walked through that door, he said, man, play your game. You talk to that bitch tomorrow. You ain't gonna be in here screaming and shit. I said, you know what? You right. That's what older brothers do. I woke up, 9 a.m., the phone ringing. Why you ain't answering when I call you? And I'm quiet. I wanted to snap at her, but I said, yo, wait a minute. What you mean? You left me. That means you ain't want me in your presence. I'm walking up the block asking you what's going on with you. You went home. You know, this bitch said, you ain't even stopped me, so what, I'm supposed to stop you? Okay. Find out later on she got daddy issues. But I'll tell the story on Patreon. I said, look, man, I ain't doing this shit, man. What's wrong with you? And you know what I found? The less fucks I gave, the more compliance I generated from her. And when I got tired, I just let her go. Because it was all about NBA Live 95. Ladies, do you not understand that we have hobbies and y'all don't? Y'all hobbies include spending money. You got to be up in the club. You got to be smoking your hookah. You got to be having your brunch, which sometimes turns into dine and dash. That be y'all bitches doing that shit. You got to be on the boats. You got to be in everything that all y'all hobbies include spending money. A lot of y'all don't got gym memberships. Uh-oh. I'll say it again. A lot of y'all have hobbies, but they don't include gym memberships. Let me tell you something. Before I had a gym membership and the weather was bad outside, I knew how to keep myself occupied. I play video games. I write poetry. I draw. I read comic books. I had an assortment of things that I would do in the house. And this was before social media, y'all. I don't find myself on the phone just... No. I do things. I have an imagination. I write stories. You got grown women frying their brains right now. Y'all don't do anything. And y'all can't keep still. You have to occupy your time. I remember I was dating a chick, and she lived in Philadelphia, right? I was down there working, and I met her at a club I was working at, right? And everybody like to talk to the bouncer. So I was talking with her, whatever. You know, she was cute. We exchanged numbers. So I said, she's like, where you live? I said, I live in New York. She said, oh my God, I thought you like lived there. I said, nope. I live in New York. We exchanged numbers anyway. So one day she called me. She said, what you doing? I said, yeah, I'm about to go to the movies. She said, oh. So we was talking, whatever. She said, oh, so, you know, I appreciate you being honest with me. I was like, what are you talking about? So yeah, you know, you going to the movies. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to the movies. She said, oh, well, were you going with your friends? Or I said, oh, no, I'm going by myself. She's like, you going to the movies by yourself? Yeah. I'm going by myself. Shorty says, who goes to the movies by themselves? This guy. I do. And I forgot what I was going to see. But it was something that I wanted to see. I had a day off from work. It was a matinee. I bought myself a Hero, snuck it in there, sat in the middle of the damn thing, and I ate my food and watched the movie. And then I went home. Weather get nice. I used to go out and play ball all the time. I had shit to do. Y'all chicks are bored. Y'all occupy. Whatever your hobby is, it includes either your friends or some dude. And what you don't understand about dude is that we're very simple. Sometimes we can sit in the house watching TV, flicking channels, just in our own space. Y'all do that for a little while, but after a while, you're like, you don't want to go somewhere? No, I'm good right here. We're very simple. She didn't understand that. Every now and again, when we did connect, she always brought that up. Yeah, just like you went to the movies by yourself. I did. The fuck? Detroit, what up, brother? Yo, Detroit, that was you that pulled up at the end of the show? Right when I got out the screen, that was you backstage? Because I had ended the show. That was you, brother? I think that was Detroit. That was you, bro? Because somebody just pulled up when I clicked out, and somebody just pulled up. I said, oh, okay, my bad, fam. Because I had just closed the show, brother. My bad. I'm sorry. I had just closed the show. I said, oh, shit. I was like, damn. My bad, fam. I might open up the panel tomorrow. So if you're available, let me know. If I open up the panel tomorrow. All this week? Okay. Hen dog, salute. So, Shorty didn't. Yeah, it's going to be cold, so I ain't going to be doing much. I'm working out in the crib. Fuck what you heard. We supposed to be getting some ice storm out here. Man, I was out. Wife said, yo, meet me at the grocery store. We stocking up because it's going to be a bad weekend. I said, salute, Prince. Word up. Thank you. So we went in the grocery store, and in the grocery store, my notifications went off, and then that's when I saw Blue Blood's video, and I said, "This ain't real. This ain't real. This ain't real." Got the groceries, came home, didn't even wait because you had to go get the shopping cart. I said, "Nope, give me the bags." We ran. She said, "What's going on?" I said, "I gotta go live because this is bothering me. I can't sum this up in the video." So that's what I did. Yeah, I know, bro. Michigan's about to get it. Stormy was talking about how they got snow in Chicago. Oh, it's crazy, man. It's crazy out here in the streets. So Sunday, Monday's about to be a wash. So I'm working out in the crib. I'm not even going to the gym. I'm not leaving this crib, bro. Not leaving this crib. That's a wrap. So yeah, man. Brothers, protect your peace and protect yourselves. If y'all off the market, make sure you put your youngins up on game, your young men, and talk to your young girls. Show them that you give a shit. And show them videos of these women talking crazy and explain to them why they shouldn't talk about this. They shouldn't talk like this. Women need men. Men need women. We need each other. If you fuck up and get into a bad situation, don't take that situation and apply it to everybody in a negative light, because not everybody's the same, but you do take those situations, and I call it failing forward. You take those situations and you learn from it. Oh, y'all got snow in the mountains up there? Damn, it's crazy. That's crazy. You gotta train those seeds, man. Furthermore, tell your youngins you gotta treat these phones and the internet like how we used to treat rated R movies. Let them know that this is bullshit. Let them know that these are people that need therapy, need to talk to doctors, and what they do is listen. These people need therapy. Oh, nah, Detroit, I'm about to pack this up, man. I gotta go lay down. I've been up all day. But I'll tell you what, man. You wanna hop on tomorrow morning? Let me know. If you wanna hop on in the morning, let me know, because I'll open it up, because I'm gonna be talking about Ryan tomorrow. You feel me? So I'll drop the link 10 minutes into the show, and you could come up and we could all cook, for real. That's my brother Detroit, man. He's been, been a supporter from day one, man. Salute to you, good brother. And salute to Detroit. Yo, real quick, there was a party out here. Damn, what year was that? 97? Wait. I'm gonna tell you exactly when it was. I'm gonna tell you exactly where I was. I'm gonna tell you exactly what time. What year Busta Rhymes joint came out? Put your hands on my eyes could see. Because it was the same winter that year where the Benjamins came out with the Locks and Biggie, and it was the same year. I was working at this club, and the club was waiting for that to drop. And the Busta joint dropped first. Do. Club went crazy. And then the DJ was like, watch this. Everyone's like, oh. So it was 95? No. That was definitely 97. It wasn't 95. It wasn't 95. Because I think Big was dead already. So they spun that beat, both of them back to back. The fucking DJ, there was a spot by the booth, and it was velvet roped. And I just saw the crowd parted like the Red Sea, and these dudes came in. They were dipped, stupid. They came in. I'm like, who the fuck? I'm looking at them like, who is that? And all I know was that these niggas was from Detroit. There was like 7 of them. They ordered the most expensive liquor in the bill. And you know what was crazy? They had, what is that? Pure white Hennessy. They don't even sell that in America, by the way. So if I got 2 bottles in I got 1 bottle. I think I got 1 bottle of pure white in my cabinet right now, unopened. And I don't know how. Well, we had it I didn't see it, but they brought it out for them. When I was coming from St. Martin, Biggie died in 98, so it was before he died. I'm sorry. It was before he died. It was definitely before he died. Because something happened in my life in 98. In that year, he also passed. So it was probably 96, 97. Whatever the year the Benjamins came out was the same year Put Your Hands on My Eyes 'Cause C came out. And they broke out the pure white Hennessy. When I was leaving St. Martin, there was a liquor store in the airport. And they had a big ass bottle of pure white. And I say, what the fuck? Crazy. Y'all fucking me up with these years. But just know, the year that those songs came out, I was working at a club. They played those joints back to back. And by the DJ booth, they had this big old table. And I remember standing near the booth and I'm looking, I'm like, who the fuck's coming in here? I'm thinking it's some rappers. And these dudes came in there and DJs, yo, Detroit players in the house, Detroit's in the house. And brothers came up, it was like 5 steps. They sat down and they owned that fucker. The bitch was trying to get up in there. I'm like, well, who are they? I never found out who they were. But all they kept saying is, yo, they from Detroit, they from Detroit, they from Detroit. I was like, damn. They had shit on lock. They must have spent like, I'm not exaggerating, it wasn't even a strip club and they were throwing money around. They must have dropped like 50K easy. He said, Big Meech. I don't know who it was. I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't take no pictures because I was working. There was no cell phones like that back then. You had disposables. So I don't know. I don't know who it was. The DJs say, yo, Detroit in the building, Detroit's in the building. I was like, what? Who are they? And I'm looking like, who the fuck is that? Like, they rappers? I was like, because I was like really, really into hip hop back then. So I'm like, I don't know who they are. I'm like, who the fuck? I'm looking. I'm like, no. They brought the big old bottles of pure white out there. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? Bitches coming up there. Yo, can I come in? He's like, nah. And he took a fucking stack and just threw it. Bitches just grabbing money. I said, yo, who are these niggas? Damn. Detroit. They had it on lock. What club was I working at that day? Damn, my memory's blurry as fuck, man. But I remember that. They were killing it. But yeah. Dude walked in there with gaiters and a lime green like vest. It looked crazy. The way I wouldn't wear something like that, but the way he rocked it was like crazy. I was like, and you could tell by how they dressed, they weren't from out here. But we were like, yo, who is that? I talked to my boy. I said, who is that? He said, I don't know. But they spending money, bro. They spending money. And they walked in right when the Benjamins was in the middle of it. So I was like, who's that? They lock shit up. Niggas on the other side of the club looking, hating and shit. I was like, yo, just stay over there. We don't have to break nothing up. Hating ass niggas. It wasn't even a strip club, and chicks was going up in there flashing boobs trying to get up there to chill with them. They let some chicks up there too. He said pimps up, hoes down. They might have been pimps. I don't know. To this day, I don't know who the fuck it was. I know the motherfuckers dropped a lot of money and they gave 0 fucks. And thank God no fights broke out, nothing like that. Nothing like that. But it was a good night. And I still don't know who the fuck they were. They just kept saying Detroit, Detroit, Detroit. I said, well, that's how they doing it in Detroit. Salute to them. Because the club made bread that night. Anyway, I'm going to get up out of here, man. Salute to y'all. Thank you for rocking with me. Damn, this is Pep Talk number 442. I've been doing this, man. So, yeah, I'm going to be cooking Ryan Garcia tomorrow. You know, because fuck that guy. Because a lot of these hoes these homo dudes want to fuck that guy. So I'm going to cook him tomorrow, man. So, and salute to y'all, man. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat, man. I appreciate the support. Go follow me on Rumble. Because I can play music over there. Me and Stormy did Blue Eyed Soul over there, and we was actually playing the music. So y'all make sure y'all go ahead and follow everybody over there. 78's over there, myself, Stormy, Coach Hudson, and Junior. Junior Truth is over there. Junior Truth's over there. So, you know, we're making power moves, man. It's good to have options, man. So, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Be safe. And I'll see y'all in the AM. In Detroit, I'm going to let you cook tomorrow. All right, good brother? So salute to y'all, man. Take it gently.
The Painful Excellence Podcast.